Hello and welcome, everybody. My name is Jennifer Sayani, and I am the executive co-chair of the 2021 Mill Summit. And I'm excited to have with us today Secretary Molly Magarik, who is with us to talk about this brand new initiative that the state of Delaware is putting out to work to promote COVID vaccinations here in the state of Delaware. Well, welcome, and how are you doing today?
Thanks, Jen. I'm so excited to be here. I'm doing well. I think it's Thursday at 1 o'clock. I was checking. So is it good morning? Is it good afternoon? I think we're all still in a little bit of pandemic time fog.
We definitely are. Well, great. Well, let's just jump right into it. So I know that your department and the governor's office has a brand new initiative called Delaware Wins. So tell us a little bit about it.
Sure. So we're really excited about this. It is both a public education initiative as well as an incentive for people to get vaccinated. Even though we are at a different phase of the pandemic is still with us. We are still seeing people test positive and we're still seeing transmission. And so we don't want the message around the importance of vaccination to be lost in all of the end of school, summer vacation planning, et cetera. So we thought, what a fun way to, again, continue to educate Delawareans and to really continue to promote the message that vaccination and being vaccinated is really the way that we can protect ourselves, our loved ones, and our communities from the continued spread of the COVID-19 pandemic.
And that's a great point that you make, is that it's not getting vaccinated is not just protecting ourselves, but protecting the community, the people that we see in the grocery store, or our children and their teachers, because they're passing it along. But so that's a great point to initiate. Another fantastic reason to get vaccinated. So the initiative is really for people who to get vaccinated and to get vaccinated now, to get vaccinated today. So the program runs from May
20, started May 25th, and the last day to be eligible for the big drawing, which is $302,000. So exciting, as well as a very Delaware prize, the low-digit license plates. I think it's a tie between which one people are more excited about. But the last day is June 29th, and the big drawings will be on June 30th. So we will still have vaccination opportunities afterwards, but exactly like you said, we really want to do this big push as we head into the summer, because we know over the past year, we've missed a lot of moments with each other. We've missed a lot of, whether it's teenagers having, sleepovers, or, getting in the car and, driving around, or, the happy hours with, your girlfriends after a tough week of work. We've lost some of those moments because of the pandemic, and to get them back and to really be the safest that we can be in those situations, people need to be vaccinated. So again, big push. We have a number of prizes to really try to appeal to different groups of people. So we have prizes geared towards the 12 to 17 crowd, whether it's Blue Rocks or Shorebirds tickets. We have, again, the big drawing for the $302,000 and the low-digit plates. We have twice a week drawings for $5,000. And then we're so excited that individual businesses have stepped forward and worked with our Delaware Office of Small Business to offer specific incentives. And we actually have an incentive for those businesses, an opportunity to get some funding from the state to be able to offer those incentives. And so people get a push to get vaccinated. They get rewarded for being vaccinated, whether it's, again, there was something on there like free plate of spaghetti, truffles, really cool. This weekend, June 5th, down at the Starboard, you get an Orange Crush, one of my favorites.
Yes, and I totally have Orange Crush in cans now. That's very exciting. So yes, go get vaccinated just so for the Orange Crush. It's totally
lots of different, and at our public health are intrepid, and I don't know, they're on their 90th win. We can't even say second win, but they're really dedicated and very creative public health teams have taken the vaccine efforts directly into communities to make sure that there aren't any access barriers, that we can be where people are. And so they've set up a number of additional clinic spaces around the state. And so if someone goes and gets vaccinated at one of those clinics, they can walk out with a $10 gift card. So we're really, again, trying to incentivize people, but also be mindful of the fact that we have to have a range of options for people, because not everyone has the same privileges and ability to get in a car and drive a couple hours, or go get it, or take off time from work and have an appointment during the day. So we've, again, kudos to the public health team, as well as the large number of community partners that have stepped forward and helped us think and be creative about vaccine. If people do want to know where to get vaccinated, I think we have the website somewhere, but the de.gov Get My Vaccine. If people don't know where to go, there are so many options. We know that when this initially rolled out, someone likened it to the Hunger Games, and that it wasn't clear where to go and when it was available. There are so many options now for people for same day. If you want to get a vaccine right now, I guarantee you can go on this website and find a location and be able to get in and get your vaccine very, very quickly.
That's great to know, because even with Delaware being such a small state, there really are a lot of nuances throughout the state, but having those options available. If I make a decision today, right after lunch, I want to go after work today, I have the ability to do that, and that's fantastic. Another great reason, and another way to incentivize people to go get vaccinated, that you don't have to take off work. You don't have to miss child pickup or anything like that. There are tons of options out there and tons of places to get vaccinated. So you talked a little bit about businesses and how they can help promote getting vaccinated, and how a lot of our businesses, local businesses, are contributing to this initiative so that we can get back to a little bit of normalcy. Businesses can start to open up. But what about masks? Is that something that your office is still looking for people to continue to wear their masks while they're out and about?
Sure. So the CDC came out with updated guidance and really left some people maybe a little bit confused. They said, well, I don't know what to do. So we really attempted, and again, kudos to the public health team for working with the governor's office to update it and help us think through how that new data from the CDC that said people who, again, are fully vaccinated have a lot more protection from the SARS-CoV-2 virus than maybe we even initially thought a couple months ago. I mean, these are incredibly safe and effective vaccines. And so they updated the guidance, and they said, if you've been fully vaccinated, you can feel more comfortable going into a setting and not wearing your mask, especially indoors. We see that that's really where the vast majority of the spread has occurred, when people have been indoors in close contact, not a lot of ventilation, not the distance. And so CDC came out and said, you can feel better if you're fully vaccinated about going into those spaces and not wondering, am I going to get so sick I'm hospitalized, or, God forbid, die from a severe infection. You have a lot of protection. However, there's still settings where we need to be careful, because you have a lot of different people coming in and out. So congregate settings, such as when we think about schools or healthcare facilities, where you have a lot of people with varying vaccine status coming in and out. And so there continue to be spaces where wearing that mask is still a really good idea. Crowded settings, especially crowded indoor settings, it is still recommended by the CDC, especially where physical distance can't be maintained, that we have that mask with us. And I will say that we're hearing from people who say, yes, I'm vaccinated, And I understand that the vaccines have this incredibly effective, very high efficacy in especially around hospitalizations, and people getting so sick that they pass away. But I don't want to get COVID at all. I would just feel better. I think the mask is not that big a deal to wear. I'm just going to keep wearing it. And for those folks, obviously, we respect that choice. We know that I have two school-age children who are not eligible to get vaccinated. So I still wear my mask when we're in those settings where the CDC has said, probably still a good idea. I also do it as an example to them so that they don't say, well, why am I wearing, Mom, why am I wearing a mask and you're not wearing a mask?
Right.
So, we really want to respect, obviously the science, but respect, again, that people may have a level of comfort or be wanting to set an example and still may want to continue to wear their mask.
I'm in the same boat with you. I have two little boys who are 4 and 7, and setting that example has definitely made things a lot easier around our house by wearing my mask when we're out and about. So I work for a healthcare agency. My husband was able to get vaccinated along with myself, but we've already been vaccinated. So we're not within the May 25th to June timeframe. What are some things, you touched on the low license plate number and the $302,000 that we could win. How do we register, or what do we need to register to be entered to win those prizes?
Sure. So it's a really good question. And we have heard from some people who have said, hey, wait a minute. I got my vaccine as soon as you told me to. Maybe I should have waited. And right. I think, again, or I guess I should say more clearly, thank you to everybody who got their vaccine without incentives, because you protected yourself. You now, your loved ones, the people you interact with are safer. And you've done a tremendous part for our state and played a significant role in our numbers, our COVID numbers continuing to drop. So a debt of gratitude from the public health people in the state of Delaware. But for those who are like, that's nice, I want something else. As long as you're a Delawarean who has been vaccinated in the state of Delaware up to June 29th, as you said, you are eligible. You don't have to do anything. The governor did a really good job of explaining this, but we've taken the vaccine data fully encrypted and made sure that there's no way that any identifying information could be, it goes into lottery. That's then there's a second round of de-identifying. So your privacy is protected, but we are using that vaccine data to do the drawing for the $302,000 as well as the low digit license plates. And then for businesses, I have heard from people who got vaccinated a couple months ago and they went into the business and they said, hey, I heard you're offering an incentive. I got vaccinated in April, and the business is saying, that's great. Right. Here's your thing. So people should, again, if you see a participating business on this dewins.org, feel free to ask the question. Say, I have my vaccine card. This is when I got vaccinated. Am I still eligible? And again, some of the businesses are saying absolutely. Here. So it's not everywhere is the same day. Like you had to have got it that day and then walked into the business.
Okay. All right, great to know. So how is the state of Delaware doing? I know President Biden had put out a challenge for the country to be at 70% vaccinated by July 4th. But how is Delaware doing? Are we close?
Sure. So this is an example of, if you just look at the top line numbers of the data, it can be a little bit misleading. So overall, when you look at the population that is 18 years and older, and that's the metric that the president used. He said 18 and older, 70% first dose. We are at 66.7%. So we're getting close, and we've seen an uptick in people wanting to get vaccines since this DE Wins incentive program launched. So we're really excited. We're excited that it's working. Right. It is pushing people to say, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and get it now. However, and I think we have a chart, if you, again, look at that top line data, you will see that our our friends 65 and older, they are 90% of those who have been vaccinated. And then when you look at the 18 to 34, that's the cohort that's been eligible for a longer period of time to get the vaccine. They're at 38%, which is one of the reasons I was really excited to come on and have this conversation with you today. We need to get the message out. We really need this population, your viewers, the people who participate in the Mill Summit, to take the initiative, go on the website and get their vaccine as quickly as possible. Unfortunately, when you look at who is still getting infected and who is driving our positive case rate, it is the individuals in that cohort. The largest group is the 18 to 34. The next group is 5 to 17. Again, the 12 to 17 was very recently eligible, so we understand that that's going to lag a bit behind. But our 18 to 34 friends, we need everybody, to be clear, but especially to your audience, please, that is really how you can feel more confident going out and embracing all of those wonderful summer moments with either by yourself at a concert or with friends or whatever configuration of people works for you or is suitable. To do that safely, you really need to be fully vaccinated.
Right, and especially with summer and going to the beach, as well as heading back into college, heading back into school come fall, it would be great because there is a time frame. I mean, once I get the vaccine, if I do take one of the 2-dose vaccines, it's not an immediate protection. It does take some time, right, to be fully vaccinated.
Yes, so the first dose, so we have 3 vaccines that are currently approved in the US. So we have the Pfizer vaccine, which is the one approved for 12 and older. That is a 2-dose. It's 21 days apart between the first and second. We have Moderna, that's approved for 18 and older. That is also a 2-dose. It's 28 days between the first dose and the second dose. And then there's the Johnson & Johnson, which is 18 and older, and that is 1 dose. And so whichever one you get, if it's obviously Johnson & Johnson with 1 dose, it's 2 weeks after that dose that you are considered, at your fullest level of protection that you can get from that vaccine. For Pfizer and Moderna, it's 2 weeks after the second dose. But we want people if you're on a 2-dose vaccine, we absolutely want you to get both doses. But it is exciting how much immunity is conferred by you still get a good amount of protection from your first dose. So don't sort of take your mask off and run wild, but again, you've taken a really good step forward by getting your first dose, and then we just want people to really complete that series, get the second one. And it's also really important. We're hearing some misinformation where people say, "Well, I already had COVID. I don't need to get the vaccine. I have natural immunity," and yes, there is some immunity that you have after you've had the infection. However, it is not clear how long that lasts. And when we look at the studies and the clinical trials, people who have had it who then get the vaccine are just an incredible immune response. I mean, they are really protected from future serious illnesses. If by chance, these aren't perfect, there is still a chance that you can get it again. But if you've had COVID and then get the vaccine, you have just a really, really strong immune response. So you are really protected, and as are the people that you're interacting with. So just because you've had it, please don't say, "Oh, well, now I don't need to pay attention to the vaccine information anymore. I'm good forever." The data right now says no, we're not, and it's unclear how long. Some of it may be how severe your infection was. There's just too much uncertainty around how long that natural immunity lasts. We really want people to do what they can to protect themselves and their loved ones.
And especially now when you can win tickets to Firefly and restaurant discounts and, potentially a low-digit license plate, which I'm so excited for. I am one of those, my family is one of those, families that love the low license plates. So just fantastic opportunity, and now is the time to do it. And you mentioned, I'm just reading off a couple other great organizations that you have partnered with, and I know there's so many more on dewins.org. But Wawa gift cards, Grotto gift cards, again, Firefly tickets, restaurants, Timothy's of Newark, Snyder's Candy in Rehoboth, nails, if you need to get look good when you go out. I know myself. We'll keep them in our pockets. But just some great options out there that you can win $5,000 weekly, you said. So now.
Yep. And we're changing them every day. I mean, we're adding new businesses, and the really amazing thing is, if you're a business and you have a really neat idea, please let us know. We really want to hear, and we love the creative ideas, because these businesses know their customer base. They know, like, again, Starboard saying, like, hey, you get vaccinated, you have an Orange Crush is waiting for you. It's exactly those type of things, and that the people who know their customers and know what's going to move people, that we want to partner with to really, as you said, the time is now. We really need and want people to get vaccinated, protect themselves, protect their loved ones, and again, feel more confident about going out and being out and about this summer.
Right. And Delaware, we know that we are a small community, but we are a mighty community. We're strong, and let's be strong and be vaccinated at the same time. So again, if you are looking for a location to get vaccinated, please visit de.gov/getmyvaccine. Tons of locations throughout the state, popping up, changing every single day. So there is something for you. If you need to work around a work schedule, work around kids, there is an option for you to get vaccinated. And definitely check out dewins.org. Like the Secretary said, so many new opportunities and prizes to win are coming out every single day. But get vaccinated today. You have until June 29th to register and to win some great prizes, but also the grand prize of $300,000 and $200,000 and low license plate numbers. So any final things that you want our community our Mill Summit community to know about?
I think just thanks to everyone. I know this has been a really tough period of time, and we know people are so excited to get back to the moments and the things that they did before. So we just ask people to just remember that the virus is still out there, but with a couple of easy steps, getting your vaccine, you really can just make a world of difference in your own personal life as well as for our state. We want kids to get back to school this fall. We don't want to have to go back to something like what it was in the past. We really want to move forward and really truly move beyond this pandemic. And just with the continued support and cooperation of your audience and so many other Delawareans getting their vaccine, we can really do that. And we know people still have some concerns, whether, there continue to be these myths out there around safety and efficacy. We have a lot of promotional materials and educational materials. We want to respect those concerns and help people understand where maybe some of them are just not based on science. They're based on rumors or very understandable fears. We know people are nervous. We want to help people get to a point of comfort with taking the vaccine, because they really are the best way to keep yourself safe and to protect your loved ones in our community.
Great. Well, thank you. And I do hope that everybody watching today, go get vaccinated. It's one of the small things that you can do to help protect not only yourself, your family, but also our community. Again, visit de.gov/getmyvaccine to find the location to get your vaccine. And again, you have 3 options. Still plenty of time to register and to get signed in with dewins.org. And I'm going to have to do that today. So thank you.
Thank you so much. appreciate the time, and thanks to all of your viewers. Really appreciate everybody paying attention and doing their part. Go get vaccinated. Win some prizes. Sell your low-digit license plate for cash too.
Yes, exactly.
What's the cash value of it? I was like, I don't know, probably a lot.
Yes, there is a lot. Well, thank you. And for all of our viewers, just want to let you know that the early bird tickets for the Mill Summit, August 2nd through the 4th, opened up today. So for $79, which is a steal, you can get 3 days of virtual presentations from over 50 different speakers, all across our from coming in from all across our country, and we do have some individuals coming from across the pond this year. So definitely check us out at millsummit.com, and we hope to see you in August. Thank you again for joining us, Secretary.
Thank you so much.